Hello, welcome you. In this session, myself, Dr. M.P. Mishra, Professor at School of Computer and Information Sciences, and with me is Professor P.V. Suresh, Senior Faculty, School of Computer and Information Sciences. We are you with this particular topic for a session of 20 to 25 minutes. During this session, we will try to discuss about what actually the MCA project is and how this project provide you an opportunity to showcase or present the skills, knowledge and conceptual understanding about the computer science subject and the problem solving skills which you have acquired during your program of study. So once again, welcome you in this session and welcome you, Professor Suresh sir.
Thank you.
So let us start our discussion by just pointing out that what are the things that we will be discussing during this particular session. So the very first question that may arise as a student of computer science, especially MCA student, that why project course is important and why so much credit is assigned to this particular course in your program structure or overall credit distribution of the courses, and how you will plan for your project and what is the time to start the planning of the project development activities or doing this particular course. And then we will discuss little bit about that how actually you should fill up the pro forma and what are two major components of the project development process and overall evaluation of the project development course. In this, basically we will discuss about the two important component or two important parts of this whole journey of this course, that is preparation of synopsis and then preparation of the project report. So we will highlight on that aspect also. And then what should be the objective of yours as an individual student when you are doing project. Obviously this course is having some well-defined objective that we will touch upon, but as an individual, if you are doing one project and you are selecting certain topic of your interest or you are trying to develop certain expertise in that specific technologies, then what should be your objective and how by fulfilling those objectives you will be in position to make yourself sellable or better candidate for job opportunity in the job market once you are doing the project properly. And then we will try to highlight on certain aspect related to what are the different types of project which we can develop, and then broadly what are the different areas in which as a student you can explore to develop the project title or project topic or the problem, because computer science now is very diversified area. It starts from basic application development to enterprise application development. Now you talk about the web applications and then you say that mobile apps and many more things. So whether you are automating something or you are trying to make something entirely new, these all things we will try to highlight little bit because time duration is a constraint during this discussion. So during this period we will highlight those things, and I hope this discussion will lead you to get better understanding about this project course. So with this, let me start the discussion. And if you look into the point of what should be your journey to do this particular course, then obviously your course is in fourth semester of the MCA program. Then you will say that obviously it is in the fourth semester, so we will do in fourth semester only. But we are having a different plan to execute this particular whole journey of doing the project work, and in that plan you have to start your journey in the third semester itself. And In the third semester, you are supposed to prepare your project synopsis and then submit that particular project synopsis, and once the project synopsis is approved, then you are having sufficient time to prepare your project report and submit it and get that particular evaluated, including project evaluation as well as Viva BOSI of that particular evaluation process or project report which you have submitted, so that you can complete the whole thing on time and within the minimum prescribed period of the program, that is 2 years, you can complete your BCA, MCA project. So with this, let me ask one question to Professor P.V. Suresh ji, that, sir, what is the idea behind asking to students about developing their synopsis in the third semester itself? If you can highlight a little bit on that.
Yeah. See, one very important thing is that your MCA is of 4 semesters. So we expect you to complete the MCA program in total of 2 years. Now suppose you submit proposal in the 4th semester. The processing time will be there at the IGNOU end, and it may be rejected or it may be approved. We do not know. After that, whatever time you get, in that time you have to complete the project, submit, and also appear for the project Viva if after the project evaluation by the expert. Now what will happen is there will be a lot of congestion doing everything in one semester. Though literally one semester is equal to 6 months, you will not get really 6 months time to do anything, because that is in total 6 months. That's the reason why we said is that you can submit proposal in the 3rd semester itself, and entire 4th semester you can focus on doing the project work. One very important thing is that you are in MCA. So it will be always good if you can do your project in some company, IT company or industry or even any other company, because it is ultimately a software project. So normally companies entertain anybody if they say that I can devote nearly 6 months for the company. But if you say that I will be there for 1 month or 1.5 months, then they may get discouraged. They may not agree for it. So 6 months project time you will get, provided you submit your synopsis or proposal in the 3rd semester itself. Okay. And it is not essential that you should do the project only in industry. It is not essential. But there is an advantage. The advantage is that suppose you do project perfectly there and they get impressed by your work, they may continue you as an employee later. Sometimes they may say that now you continue as our employee and you have completed your MCA. Okay, even if you did not complete your MCA and if they find that you are very good at programming and other interpersonal skills, they may continue you. That advantage is there. Now suppose that you do a dummy project or a project which for which problem is formulated by yourself, then you will lose this advantage. So first you have to try your best to do somewhere, and in case you don't get anywhere, then you formulate a problem. But when I say you formulate a problem, you don't just copy others' project problems. In the reference books of software engineering and other subjects of your MCA, you have problems and exercises. In that there will be some projects. So 2 or 3 project problems, if you can combine, it will become an MCA level project. If you refer to the project guidelines, not every project proposal is treated as an MCA project proposal. It should have that much effort and it should take that much time. So both time, you can say effort estimation. Okay, how much time it is going to take. This is very important. So the project should be big enough that it is really fit for MCA program. So the top priority is that you do in industry. If you don't get, it's okay. You do by taking a problem by yourself. You can take guidance from software engineers or experts. You can approach some company nearby. Even a shop that sells essential commodities will be able to entertain you, because if you develop software, they will be very much highly beneficial from that software. Right. So that is the reason why we do it.
So thank you, sir, for highlighting the thought behind why you should submit your synopsis in third semester itself. Now let us talk about the two components of the project of this MCA program, that is synopsis and then project report. So what you are expected to do in synopsis, that we will discuss, and it is very important to do something, as Professor Suresh ji mentioned, that do something as part of your project or identify certain problem which is having some kind of relevance. Otherwise, just investing time in some problem solving which is not having relevance and which is not having some kind of sellability, it will be just a waste of time and you will not gain something substantial out of it. Though your requirement may be fulfilled and you will get the degree, but at the end of the day, you must have to demonstrate your skill and you have to demonstrate your many skills. In fact, if I am saying many skills, means the problem solving skill as well as to understand the coding and implementation of the design which you are developing for the project, and then after that explaining that particular thing what you have done during the Viva. See, these are the three part that you have to demonstrate or you have to show as a gain or as a skill enhancement in your overall learning. And in this context, if I move further and try to show you that what actually the synopsis and project report is. So in that, because we are offering our MCA program currently in two mode of delivery. One is the ODL mode, that is the traditional mode of our program delivery, in that our designated study centers are there. There you go and attend your classes and attend the counselings and take the help of the expert, our academic counselors. And there is another mode, that is online mode, in which all these things are provided to you. All the assistance of these kind of academic delivery is provided to you through learning management system as well as online counseling sessions. So for the ODL mode students, you have to submit your synopsis at your regional center which is designated to you, or the regional center to which you belongs. And after evaluation, your regional center basically manage the submission of your project synopsis, then it get evaluated and then regional center communicate to you about the status of the approval. And after that you complete your project report and then submit again to the regional center, and regional center get it evaluated by the experts or panel which is available for the evaluation. And for online student, these things they have to do, means synopsis submission as well as project report submission on the learning management system, that is LMS, for which you are having your access, login and credentials, and you get all the academic content to go through or study. So there only you have to submit your project report, like you submit your assignments and other related academic things. So these are the two different approaches for ODL as well as online learners. Otherwise, all the remaining aspects or all the remaining requirement, whether you are identifying the problem, whether you are doing the things, or you are doing proper analysis of that particular system which you are going to develop, then what kind of proposal you are preparing for the tentative solution of that particular system, and once your proposal is approved, so how you are implementing it. Then after implementation, is there any some need of some kind of optimization. So these all guidelines are provided to you in the form of project guideline, which is available on SOCIS website as well as on the LMS for the online mode learners. So you must have to follow that guideline, and that guideline is a comprehensive guideline in context of what should be the content of your project synopsis as well as what should be the content of your project report. And in that we have not discussed the role of project guide in detail, but the role of project guide is very important, and you should be careful while you are selecting some project guide so that you can get proper input and proper technical and academic support from that project guide so that you can do your project work properly. Sir, will you advise learners to how actually they should take help from their project guide, and what should be the expectation from project guide of a student when they are doing the project?
Yeah, actually this is a very important point raised by Professor MP Mishra ji. One very important thing is that project guide is available only to guide you, but not to do the work. We often find students saying that when we ask a question during Viva, they say that guide has done it. So this needs to be very clearly avoided, because you are the person who is going to face questions from the experts during the Viva, and you are accountable for the content in the project report. Guide is not accountable. Okay, so you just take guidance from the guide, but don't allow guide to do the work on your behalf. That is one important thing. The second thing is that you can take guidance from any expert. There is no problem. But always there is a designated project guide. And never pay money to the project guide for doing the project work, because they are not supposed to do the project work on your behalf. Always select a person who is having the software project development experience. They can be sometimes people working in IT companies and even non-IT companies, but in software project development roles. So you have to be very careful while selecting the guide. But one very important thing is that project guide will sometimes propose a project problem for you. And before accepting it, you need to be vigilant, because that project must have been already done by other students, and you may be caught in the unfair means or plagiarism, or the same project being submitted by multiple students, due to which all of you face problem. So you have to be very careful when selecting the project problem, irrespective of whoever is suggesting you, and then let anybody be your guide, but never allow that guide to work. Work needs to be done by you so that you can face the Viva, and always go through the content of the project report and ensure that any question asked related to project report, you will be in a position to answer. Some of our students during Viva, they tell a wrong project title, okay, because they are not even sure what project report was submitted, and ultimately they lose 1 year, because once they fail, again the process will commence. So don't fall into the trap of getting direct help. You only seek guidance, and guidance you can even seek from YouTube, and of course through internet, through various sources, and your friends, the known people, everybody, but there is always a designated project guide. But ultimately you have to answer everything. So always select a project guide who is ready to help you, but doesn't work on your behalf. This is my advice to the students.
So in this context, when you are submitting your project report, it should be properly consulted with the project guide. And one more thing I mention here, that for project guide, the eligibility criteria is given in your project guideline. You must have to follow that. Otherwise, in the synopsis evaluation itself, your synopsis may get rejected due to the non-compliance of the guide eligibility.
Mishra ji, I just want to intervene. You again raised a very important point.
Right, sir.
Definitely, your project proposal should be made in such a way that you don't get failed at that level itself.
Yes.
That is very important.
Yes,
this is a very important point. What we often find is that in the project proposal, fill each and every item or section where you have to fill. Don't leave anything blank. We find that software used in the project is left blank. Okay? Sometimes signature of the guide is missing. Sometimes signature of the student is missing. Please note that we are going to reject all such proposals. We means not essentially myself or Mishra ji. Whoever is the expert, they may reject your proposal, and again you have to repeat and you will consume another 6 months or 1 year. So fill each and every item in the project proposal and ensure that you read project guidelines before starting filling the pro forma and submitting the project proposal. Mishra ji, please.
Okay, so in this, it is very essential what Professor Suresh ji mentioned, that you must have to fill the pro forma carefully and must include the software or the tools and platforms you are using for development for your project, or what you are proposing in your synopsis that will be used as a tool for development. And one more thing again I repeat here, that when you are defining the scope of your project, take care of the IGNOU credit system and the workload expected from that credit system, because your project work is of 12 credits. So 12 credit means 12 into 30 hours. So that is the duration you must have to devote on the project work. If you are devoting something less than that, then obviously there will be a chance that you will not be getting good marks, or your project report will be not up to the mark which is expected at MCA level. And because time is comparatively little less for us, so let us come to a overall summary of what we are trying to tell to you or explain you, that whenever you are preparing your project synopsis, take care of the concepts of software engineering principles related to analysis and design. So in synopsis, you are expected to give at least analysis and design. In analysis, you must have to give what is the specific requirement from that particular system, what is expected from that system, what will be the functionalities of that system. And then in design, you are expected to define the different components or the modules, what they will be working to provide such kind of services which you are expecting from the system. And in this whole process, whether you are using a structured approach of design or object-oriented approach of design, accordingly you have to give different kind of design diagrams, including DFD, ER diagram, then some UML diagrams like use case and class diagrams. Then you must have to properly define or properly design the database for your system if you are using that particular, if it is not a network project in which you are just writing some code and saving some information in the file systems. So those things you take care. And one more thing which is very important, that as a MCA student, you are expected to do some project in which some development activities is involved. It means certain kind of coding you must have to do, otherwise your project synopsis itself will not be accepted. And so for that, again, I will refer to the project guideline. Read the project guideline clearly and try to follow those indicators or the pointers what are given there and prepare accordingly. And at the time of Viva VOC, I will request Professor Suresh ji to advise you few points that how actually you should prepare for the final Viva VOC, because that is very important. No matter how good you are doing, but at the end of the day, if you are not in position to properly explain and justify what you have done, then your whole effort will not be that much justified and you will be towards loss, or you will not be evaluated with that grading which you should be. So, sir, what you will say about?
Yeah, before appearing for Viva, study the project report thoroughly. Whatever project report you submitted to IGNOU, please study each and every letter in it and understand it and know the reasons. And if you think that you forgot about software and other things, try to recollect, because during Viva, any question that is asked, you are expected to respond in a positive manner so that you get the due marks. So I have only one suggestion, that please study your project report thoroughly before coming for Viva, because once you come, you are in, that's it. There is no way out. You have to perform. So normally sometimes we find students saying that सर ये बहुत पहले किया हुआ था, सर अब याद नहीं है. So these things again creates a chance that they have to again repeat the project, again waste 6 months to 1 year. So take the project work seriously, because not only that it is essential for your MCA, but also for your career, because as an MCA, the first question you may face in many interviews is that what is the project done in your MCA program. So I think we are running short of time. Yes. I hand over to Professor M.P. Mishra ji for concluding remarks.
So thank you, Professor Suresh, for being with us during this discussion, and I hope students will follow the project guideline and they will try to do their best in the project work. With this, good luck to the learners, and we will meet again on some topic. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.